Hello and welcome to PS Such a Connection. I'm P.
And I'm S, and we are talking about Bachelor in Paradise finale!
Woo!
Last two episodes, we find out who wins Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. Sorry if the noise from the air conditioner is too loud, but I'm already sweating bullets.
We're not willing to compromise sound quality for comfort.
Sorry about it. We aren't Bachelor in Paradise. They didn't give them any air conditioning.
We're in civilization.
Yes. Not paradise.
Not paradise.
So we deserve nice things when we can get them.
You win some, you lose some. So starting off, first, neither of us have notes this time around, so it's gonna be a free-for-all.
Yeah.
It's fine. It won't be in any kind of order. That's okay.
Nope. Sorry about it.
So what happens on, Monday night's episode?
They have the rose ceremony.
Yes.
And, Shoshana doesn't, walk up with the rest of everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm not gonna chase after a man, because, Wells, right, is implying that he's either gonna give it to Ashley or Jamie, and really implying that he's gonna give it to Ashley. So she knows she's not gonna get a rose at this rose ceremony, so she's like, I'm just gonna leave. So then Wells leaves the rose ceremony, goes to talk to her.
Which, right on Wells,
Yeah, it was nice.
it was pretty clear that, right, he wasn't gonna choose her, which I think hurt a bit, maybe a little bit. She wanted him to come down and be like, no, don't go. But that didn't happen, and so she was a little bit sad about it, but, Wells did the right thing. He was like, I really enjoyed getting to know you. I like you a lot, and I respect your decision to go, or whatever he said. I don't know if he said that. I took it as that. It was implied.
was Izzy's thing was before that.
Izzy's thing. Now we're hopping back
hopping.
to Izzy's thing.
So, I can always change it in editing and just move it around.
Doesn't matter.
So, Izzy and Brett have a conversation because Brett seems like he's gonna give his rose to Lauren.
He makes it he says to Lauren, I want to continue to get to know you.
Yeah.
So that would pretty clearly mean he's going to give her the rose. We'll come back to this because he goes to talk to Izzy.
Yes, he goes and talks to Izzy and basically breaks up with her, and then she decides to leave Paradise. And in the car as she's leaving, she calls Vinny.
Which, if you were gonna do that, go on, I don't care that she did it. But I think that she could have done it differently and also not on camera.
I almost feel like they made her do it. Because the way that she worded it was so dumb. How is that how you would win back someone's affection?
Yeah.
Things didn't work out with Brett, and now I know I made a huge mistake.
Yeah. Izzy.
I mean, it's kind of manipulative and lying, but you could say, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since you left.
I'm breaking stuff.
She's distracted because we're in a new place.
Yeah, no, she should have worded it different.
And Vinny respectfully declined.
Half respectfully.
I was just using the term, but yes, I feel like he said more than what they showed, and they just showed him saying bye and hanging up.
Maybe, but the way that, it's true, the way they made it come off,
the way they cut it, he
fine.
just kind of, yeah.
Which you would assume a nice person would be like, I'm sorry, but that's how I feel,
yeah.
Talk to you later, alligator. But yeah, he was kind of short with her, and then that happened, and Izzy was sad and embarrassed, and she pulled over and had a heart attack or something.
Oh yeah, she, poor Izzy.
Poor Izzy, I like her.
Yeah, I love her. And I know I wrote this in my notes. I love Izzy's face. There's just something about her face. I love it so much.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people like that, so she's not particularly special, I guess.
For it, but I think, yeah, Izzy's totally likable, and this is like going back to Rachel, our friend Rachel, who watches with us, but decides not to do the show because she hates us. Doesn't, like, hates Ashley, and she's only seen Ashley on Bachelor in Paradise from when she's, like, trying to sabotage Jared's relationship. And, like, there's plenty of people who don't like Ashley I, but, like, I feel like you have to understand that these are, like, real people on TV. Like, there are people that would argue that they aren't, but let's leave that aside.
That's dumb, and...
like, they're not perfect, and you have to realize that they're like, they make, but you can't hold someone to this the standard of, like, Jared and Kayla.
So then the rose ceremony.
Shoshana
leaves, and everyone gives their roses to everyone else, and the dramatic thing that happens, well, there's, I guess, two technically dramatic things, because Brett goes up, and everyone is kind of assuming he's gonna give his rose to Lauren, and then he's like, I can't give this rose out, I'ma leave.
Which, do you think it was a little bit of guilt from not feeling it with Izzy?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he felt bad when he watched her leave, and he didn't know if he was gonna have to do the same thing to Lauren.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to have to... I guess he kind of did it then when he left, but then he got to ride in the car and not have to talk about it.
That's true. So yeah, Brett leaves, which means Lauren leaves, and then Wells gives his rose to Ashley I.
Yeah. Which I saw coming a mile away. They tried to make it like, who's he gonna give it to? And I was like, Ashley.
I don't know. I thought there was a chance he would give it to Jamie, but then
they didn't show him with Jamie after their first date.
Oh, I guess you're right.
Because Shoshana came, and then they showed him with Shoshana, and they showed him with Ashley, and they didn't show him with Jamie again.
Yeah. So then that also means Jamie goes home.
Yes.
And Shoshana went home. So then, after the rose ceremony...
And Lauren H. goes home.
We talked about Lauren. Tiara goes home. The chicken girl.
Oh, yeah. So 4 girls went home.
Yes. They did. Chris Harrison comes and is like, no, you know, whatever, coming up or overnight dates, and you have to be, like, serious and think about this, and, like, it's overnights and then a proposal and blah, 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 blah. And so then everyone is like, all right, well, this week means we either have sex or we break up.
I'm sorry, I don't even have a, like, thought out rant about this, because I can't think about it for more than 5 seconds without getting super pissed. Why? You've known each other for 4 days. If you don't feel comfortable having sex, that's not something that's a red flag. That's like, maybe we should get to know each other more. Like, and then, like, no one is there in the overnight date. Like, the whole point is privacy, so no one obviously is going to be there like, all right, go ahead, you can have sex now. Go, do it. It's part of your contract. No, you don't have to. People assume you have to, and you don't. And so this leads to what? Just the one breakup? Yeah, it was just Ashley and Wells.
So Ashley is, like, super excited, like, I finally like this guy, and Wells is like, you know, I like her, but I don't know her well enough to have sex with her yet, so I guess we can't continue.
And break up.
And break up. And it was just ridiculous.
And it goes back to something that Ashley said earlier, where they set her up to fail. That speech that Chris Harrison gave set her up to fail.
Yeah.
Because Wells isn't gonna propose to her the next day.
No.
That's ridiculous. They haven't known each other long enough.
And obviously they don't have to.
And when I say, like, they haven't known each other long enough, like, neither do any of the other couples.
Yeah.
But at least the other couples have maybe had conversations about this part of the process. I feel like Ashley and Wells never even had a chance to have conversations like that.
They were so in the preliminary, like, where, say, Grant and Lace were at week 2, because they've only known each other for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it was stupid, and so basically we have the rose ceremony where we have this, like, yay, Wells and Ashley finally gets some sort of, like, good thing.
Yeah.
And
she's not crying, and she's not freaking out, and she's fairly level-headed. I mean, she's, like, super excited because she thinks she's gonna lose her virginity, but she's still level-headed.
And then, like, immediately, Wells breaks it off.
Yeah. It's so dumb. It's so dumb, Steph. I can't even... It's so dumb.
And, like, I guess, like, if they really... I don't know. If Wells had really wanted to get to know her more, he would have sought her out after the show. But, like... Lace and Grant get tattoos. And
which is so dumb.
Which is the dumbest thing ever.
It's possibly dumber than having to break up with someone because you don't want to have sex with them after knowing them for 4 days.
They're on, like, similar levels, but they're, like, different planes.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. But they say grace, which is, like, a word and not just a name.
Yeah,
so,
you can
play it off.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. You can definitely... I mean, you can't really play it off, I guess, when it's on live television and everyone knows that it's a couple name.
Yeah.
But it's still, like, not the worst thing to be stuck with if they don't work out. But I am rooting for them. I am.
Yeah, I really like them together.
Yeah. Lace is, like, 1,000 times less crazy when she's with him. And, like, sometimes it comes out and he's like, whoa. And she's like, you're right. Well, first she's like, and he's like, whoa.
But it's like, nice to kind of have that dynamic because, like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's nice to have someone
who
can tell you to stop when you need to stop.
It's a balancing act. And
Evan and Carly painted with their naked bodies, which mostly naked,
was fun. It
looked so much fun. I didn't exactly like the colors. I would have gone for a more orange. I know that sucks. Like an orange and purple. Like the primary red and blues is just so done.
Yeah.
And it turned into like I guess orange and purple would too, but there were like nasty brown parts.
Yeah.
It was mostly the red and blue, but...
Got you. I feel like I would have gone for like a... This is really relevant to... But whatever. I would have gone for like almost like more monochromatic with then like a pop color. Like some sort of like light greens and dark greens and different like blue greens and then like pink or like something like that.
That would be good. She's an artist. I can't even compete.
And then Jen and Nick will go to see the fortune teller, and she's like, there's some uncertainty here. And Jen was like, heh, yeah. And, like, to be honest, though, the whole time, I was just like, Nick, because we've obviously seen Nick on, at least we're watching Andy's season now, and we've both seen Caitlin's season, and I just feel like he was so much more into them. At least into Caitlyn, then he was into Jen. It was so clear to me.
Well, I mean, that kind of comes to fruition.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, yeah.
They all go into the fantasy suite.
They all do. I don't have anything to say about it.
No, that was
Fine.
we didn't know anything after that.
No.
So they all go into the fantasy suite, and then the episode cuts out, and then we have tonight's episode where they all wake up in the fantasy suite, and everyone's, like, really excited, right?
Except for Grant and Lace.
Well, yeah, I was gonna.
Oh.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Yeah, so everyone's excited, and then Grant is like, Lace is super excited, and Grant's like, you're excited. That's awesome. Super cool. Happy that you're excited.
Which is interesting because the whole time, Grant was like, yeah, super into it.
Yeah, he was so gung-ho
He was
for it.
gung-ho, and then Lace was like, I don't know, I'm not ready to, whatever. And then how the tables have turned.
Yeah. And he said it was because there are things that you should talk about before you get engaged that they haven't talked about yet.
Which, it seems like they had time to do.
I'm sure there are things that they didn't talk about that, like, he didn't think about until that morning, but, like,
yeah.
You can still have those conversations after you're engaged.
Yeah.
And you can also still, like, not break up with that person.
Yeah.
Because you haven't had the conversations that you need to have.
And then, like, this, like, also back to the whole Bachelorette thing where it's get engaged or break up. But now, we're talking about
the engagements.
The engagements.
So, Carly and Evan go first. All of the guys get a ring, which I think would happen anyway. Like, I don't know why they wouldn't get a ring. And Evan and Carly go first, and they're, like, super cute.
They're super cute. It's like, yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for them, too.
Yeah, I loved the way he proposed. I loved the, will you freaking marry me?
Yeah.
That, I mean, I would fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Just for that. I mean, he still needs to change his hair. But
they fixed the facial hair.
Yeah.
Like, props.
Thank God. Now just fix the hair, and he'll probably be, like, stunningly gorgeous.
Right? He'll, like, we'll see them out together, and it'll be, like, a picture, and I'll be like, oh my God, they're over. Carly's with another man. And then it'll be Evan, and it'll be like, what?
No, and right? Like, Carly didn't tell him to change it before because she didn't have him. Probably.
Wait, what?
Like, I would have told him to shave that while we were in Paradise.
Oh, I see.
But she didn't have him yet, right? So now she can change him and make him better.
Right, exactly. Now is her time.
Good on you, Carly.
We're excited to see what you do.
So excited.
So then, Grant and Lace.
Yes, and Grant, like, kind of talks around it for a second, and then he's like, I love you, let's get married.
Yeah. Like, because she starts crying, and he says something like, sometimes the best thing is time, which, at first, I was like, oh, okay, so he wants to spend more time with her, and then I was like, does that mean time apart? And I thought for a hot sec he was going to end it, and then he didn't, and they live happily ever after, probably.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And then Jen and Nick, which is, it's so, I hate to use the word dumb again, but it's so dumb, because that would have been the most dramatic part of the whole show if they weren't like, Nick's the Bachelor! Yeah. Like, clearly it didn't work out.
Oh my God.
And even, like, I always look up spoilers for anything ever. And it's all about, like, how it goes down. But this, I was just like, I don't even care. Like, I know he's gonna be the Bachelor.
Yeah.
Whoever says no to who, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be the next Bachelor.
I agree, but it was super hard watching him, like, really all he was doing was, like, telling her his heart wasn't in it. Like,
Yeah.
he wasn't fully feeling it, but, like, he was sobbing.
Yeah, he
Like,
was really upset.
He never, like, he didn't cry that hard when he got rejected from his 2 proposals.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was so, like, oh, Nick.
Well, I think that has something to do with the fact that he knows what it's like to be in her position.
Yeah, exactly.
Twice. So he knows how hard it is for her to stand there.
Ugh.
That must have been awful. For both of them.
Seriously. Like, my heart went out to Nick in that moment.
Yeah. And okay, I have a bone to pick with, like, the general audience,
Mm-hmm.
because people were like, now I hate Nick. He's the one who broke up with Jen. Did you really want him to get his heart broken 3 times on national television to make you like him?
That makes it worth it.
It's so dumb. He chose something that was right for him, and now it's, well, he wanted to be the next Bachelor. He had no fucking clue he was going to be the next Bachelor. No. And let me tell you, going into that season, there was no way he was going to be the next Bachelor.
It was going to be Luke.
Everyone hated him.
Yeah. Just take a breather.
I had to stop some very mean tweets from going out tonight. So be happy, people. And they wouldn't have been like my funny, sarcastic tweets. They would have been like jump off a bridge tweets. So,
which totally would have been taken as sarcasm and LOL, yeah.
I had some nice back and forth tonight.
That's
so
good.
Whoever you people are, yeah, love you.
Yeah, let's be friends. And then that's it. They go on the after show.
Yeah. And that was nice, seeing all of them together and them talking
and then,
about it.
Still happy and stuff, and like,
yeah. They shaved Evan's beard off, which was
best
great.
Part, worth it. Shout out to the pizza girl, who came in with some pizzas, and the guest like had a moment with the pizza girl, like. Pizza girl for paradise is how our friend Dan put it. So
I know who that guest was, but I can't. I know they flashed her name, but I don't know her that well. She's really funny.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, that's Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. We are going to live tweet Finding Prince Charming, which is coming out on Logo this Thursday.
We're really excited about it.
So if you're a crossover fan of that, continue to check us out. We'll be, I think, posting videos too. We'll have to see how it goes with our notes, because we don't know what the format is. We don't know anything. No one does.
No one
but
does.
We'll see. It should be exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. So you can follow us on Twitter at Such a Connection.
And see you guys on Thursday. Bye.